All right, let's talk about waking up from the matrix, from the mass trance hypnosis of the masses, and how that can be, it can be uncomfortable, it can be even more than uncomfortable, it can be depressing. It can be depressing to wake up from the illusion, to wake up from the matrix, to wake up from the hypnosis and realize, man, everything is fucked. What the fuck's going on? It can be depressing, man. This is what they call the dark night of the soul, I believe, right? When the soul wakes up from this Maya, from this illusion, from this matrix, and realizes that, hey, this is a game, we're playing a game here. And what the fuck are we doing? We're not playing it the way we should be playing it here. We're not cooperating with the elements. We're against the elements, and we're therefore against ourselves. That can be very depressing. That can be really depressing. Really, really, really fucking depressing. And there is that stereotype of more intellectual is more likely to be depressed. I think there's some truth to that. I really do. I've met some people that are incredibly smart and woke, quote unquote, right? And they're not happy people. They're not happy people. They're lost in a world of conspiracy theories. They're lost in a world of gloom and doom because it's very easy to see the gloom and doom, right? We're destroying the planet, global warming, all these wars happening in the world, all these problems going on, right? It's very easy to see because that's what's in your face, right? That's what you see on TV. That's what you see when you wake up. When you first wake up, when you're a Neo that's waking up from the Matrix, the first thing you're going to notice, the first thing you're going to see is all the negative things associated with being in the Matrix, with the way we're playing the game right now. So the depression that comes along with that, this is what I think is known as the dark night of the soul. Here's a problem that I've had and kind of made me not depressed, I would say, but sad. I started to feel like I can't relate to people anymore. I can't relate to anybody anymore because the way I perceive the world is completely and utterly different than the masses of people that I have to deal with on a daily basis, right? And these people I have to deal with, in buses, in work, in the gym, when I go to do my groceries, and when I go to talk to the cashiers and talk to the people, talk to my neighbors, to my roommates. They're all around you. The matrix is all around us, and the people that are in the matrix are all around us, right? So I've gotten to a point, and I would say this is after or midway through my heavy phase of experimentation with psychedelics. I was doing it, twice a month, really crazy doses at the time. And I would say halfway through, I felt helpless. Or not helpless, helpless is not the right word. Hopeless, that's what I wanted to use, not helpless. I felt hopeless. I felt like there's, I, I can't relate to anybody here, and they're all sleeping and they don't see what's going on here, and what the fuck do I even talk about with these people anymore? What am I gonna talk about? Because I want to, I want to talk about consciousness, but there's nobody to talk to about consciousness. I want to talk about the soul, and there's nobody to talk about the soul. I want to talk about reincarnation. I want to talk about what are we doing here. I want to talk about the purpose of this. I want to talk about how crazy life is. I want to talk about how we're destroying the planet, we're destroying the earth. I want to talk about health. I want to talk about all these things, but I have no one to talk to about this. Everybody's sleeping. Everybody's going about their lives in a robotic way. Here's the cashier, and the cashier's just fucking going on about being a cashier. She's not questioning what is it to be a cashier. She's not questioning the work system. She's not questioning what the things she does, what she does them for. She's not questioning the way she dresses. She's not questioning the way she puts on her makeup. She's not questioning anything. What am I gonna talk to her about now? See, in the past, before, let's say, waking up, I talked to her about anything because I'm kind of now asleep. So when you're asleep, everybody's asleep. You're having the same dream almost, or a similar dream. You're in each other's dreams. So you can talk about average shit, right? Like the weather and all that stuff, right? Like the weather and just like small little stuff that at some point you might not have the tolerance to talk about anymore. And that's kind of what I was going through, right? I didn't have the tolerance to anymore. Like, fuck, what am I gonna talk to her about? Like, she doesn't know anything. Like, I'm showing you that the assumptions that I was making here, right? And, the inflexibility, let's say. But I think a lot of you guys can relate to this. So, this hopelessness that everybody's asleep, that the world is shit, that I'm doomed to be alone because I'm alone in thought. There's no one to talk to about anything. Nobody knows shit. And you can see the ego that comes with that, right? Like you start to feel like you're the awakened one. You're the one. You're Neo, right? And that kind of stayed with me for a little while. This deep sadness for the world. This deep sadness for seeing how everybody's asleep. Until I started to realize this. There's a saying, right? Before enlightenment, Before enlightenment, carry water, chop wood. After enlightenment, carry water, chop wood. I started to realize something. I started to realize, first of all, that's now my ego's sneaky way of positioning itself higher than its fellow human beings by saying, hey, look, you have some serious knowledge here that 99% of the people don't know about. You have some, you know shit, man. You know shit. You are smart. You are intellectual. You are smart. You see through this illusion. And 99% of the humanity doesn't. So, hey, maybe you should position yourself higher. Maybe you should, think of yourself as above. And honestly, that made it difficult for me to talk to people about regular shit. About the weather, about how's your day going, what's going on, just random shit, right? It made it difficult. Then, I got a job in a coffee shop for 5 months. And I had to be faced with the most boring conversations you can think of. You see, like the most boring shit. Like, hey, how's it going? Good, really boring, mundane shit. Good day today, cold day today. Oh, it was good weather today, But here's the thing, this taught me something. This taught me to see beneath the act, to see the awareness, to see the loving awareness, that same consciousness behind this person that is asleep, behind the mask, behind the facade, behind this act that we're doing. Hey, I am Saeed and you're this person and we're having a conversation here. Behind the act, there is this field of consciousness, there's this loving awareness that is the same, it's the exact same that animates you, this life force, this thing that animates you and me, this loving awareness. And it helped me because I had to work there for 5 months. I had to talk to these people. I could not talk to them about this boring, mundane shit. And I started to see that mostly everyone is good at heart, that mostly everyone has really good intentions, that mostly everyone is really sweet. It's everyone that's really sweet, even the most evil people. If you just picture them as as babies, as little kids, right? How cute! Like every little kid, every little baby is just so cute, right? I saw the sweetness, I saw the love behind everyone. I saw who they really are, and I think in those moments, I was seeing into these people something they don't even know who they are. But I was able to see through that. I was able to look at them in the eye and see the good person behind that. And you know something? Whenever I came out with that kind of perception, like I'm gonna see the loving awareness behind you, it made anything, any conversation, no matter how boring and mundane and how pointless it is, it made it colored and flavored with love. And that just made the conversation beautiful, even if it's about nothing. And even if it's about boring, mundane shit. And even if the other person will have no fucking idea what you're talking about and think you're crazy wacko if you started to talk about consciousness and spiritual shit, right? They might think you're a cuckoo, you're crazy, and because you know they'll think that because you sense that they're nowhere near that vibe, they're nowhere near, they're still asleep. You sense it right away, you know it right away, and because of that, you completely avoid speaking about anything consciousness related, spiritual related, and yet you coming out with so much love and you seeing that the real person behind, the little kid in that person, the little baby, the stream of consciousness that is just like you, a soul, a spirit having a temporary human experience, then that just makes the conversation so much easier. That makes it colored and flavored with love. So you don't care anymore because you're in love with the other person. You're in love in that moment with the other person. You both of you are in that field of love. And then from that point on, I start to become very, very optimistic about humanity because I'm seeing, and about the world and about the planet, because I'm seeing that everybody's good, that everybody's got a beautiful heart, that everybody, you don't necessarily have to be awake. You don't necessarily have to be awake, period. You don't have to be aware of our purpose, of what are we doing here on this earth, of extraterrestrials and angels and channeling and this really, the matrix and the job system and the money system, the monetary system, the slavery, this modern slavery. You don't necessarily have to be aware of it. And you can still do your part. You can still live out your dharma. You can still be a good person. You can still be someone with a good heart. You can still be love. You can still show love. And I feel like in order to get that out of people, you have to embody that thing yourself. You see? The danger is if you don't catch on to that love and embody it, then the world can quickly become a very gloomy place full of mindless robots. You can start to see people as mindless robots. And that's what I was seeing for a very long time. But not anymore. I don't see people as mindless robots anymore. I see the robotic nature of the matrix that we've created. But what I see right now, or what I try to see to the best of my ability, is another soul, is another consciousness, is another loving awareness that is the same as me, that is just having an experience, whatever the experience happens to be. And they're evolved to the extent that they're evolved as far as their soul progression goes. And it's not for me to judge. And it's not for me to tell them what to know and what not to know. And it's not for me to wake them up. Right? It's not for me to do that. It's just for me to be in love with them in that moment. If you can do that after waking up, after getting through the dark night of the soul, after getting through that phase where everything sucks, where the world sucks, it's a robotic, mindless machine full of conspiracies, which is not far from the truth. That's what's so tragic. Is yes, most of these conspiracy theories have a lot of truth to them, but it's dwelling on them that's not productively coming up with any solutions. You see? Versus seeing the love, seeing the awareness, seeing the love. I don't know how else to put it. In everyone that you meet, being in love with them in that moment. Now I think that's how we're gonna change this world for the better. And that's how people are gonna spontaneously wake up from the matrix. And I think it's already happening. The big awakening. That's it. God bless you all, guys. I love every single one of you. Hang in there. Hang in there. The world is waking up. Don't feel like you have to wake people up. Just wake yourself up enough. And when you're fully awake, then you're fully in love. And that's where you want to be. And as always, don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes. Yes, you heard that. If you just woke up, but you didn't subscribe, you're going back to sleep with the fishes. So subscribe.